Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Hek'ma Harrison, and Newy Scruggs.
Here we are, Players Lounge time, 2 p.m. right here from the SWBC Podcast Studios.
In the building.
Here in Frisco, Texas. 45 minutes of Dallas Cowboys talk as we recap Week 2 Cowboys. First home game of the year. The New Orleans Saints come in here and score 44 points. The Cowboys scored 19. Players Lounge brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. We have a special guest, former Dallas Cowboy and Super Bowl champion.
Yes, sir.
He is Anthony Hitchens in the building, former linebacker. Sir, you didn't bring the ring.
No. It's locked up. It's locked up.
I thought you was bringing the ring. We came for the ring.
I ain't trying to lose it, drop it in the car. Like, it's locked up in the safe. I've seen it probably twice.
What?
It's locked up.
Well, I had that thing on right now.
Bust down right here.
Every day. How y'all doing?
You need to know the time. Oh, yeah, let me show you that. I mean, no doubt, though.
That's all right. He came in here blinging enough.
He did.
Anthony Hitchens here in the house. Barry Church, former Cowboy safety, here in the house. We got Hek'ma Harrison.
I am here.
All up here in the house. I'm Newy Scruggs, and let's get to it.
Okay.
I'm just going to eat this popcorn, Heck, and let you go ahead and start.
Look at that.
We love to hear what your thoughts
You
on
see
it.
that?
We got to hear your thoughts, man.
So I came in the studio today, and I said, man, I needed the 24-hour rule. 24-hour rule in full effect. I needed y'all to give me a little grace today because I'm touchy, all right? I'm sensitive right now about my Cowboys, and I can't believe what I saw yesterday. I can't. I mean, a lot of things that happened yesterday that I couldn't have planned for. And I asked myself, was it just that the Carolina Panthers were that bad, or did we overestimate the Cowboys on the Cleveland victory? And somewhere in between, there's the truth, right? Somewhere in between, there is the truth, all right? And in that, and in that truth, we discovered a fatal flaw that we still have. This run defense has not been fixed. Okay. And it was the worst. And to me, when I look at New Orleans, say what you want to about Alvin Kamara, had a wonderful game. All the guys that we talked about all week long that were going to have a good game. That offensive line for the New Orleans Saints, quite honestly, at this point, after 2 weeks and just evaluating everybody in the NFL, that might be one of the best offensive lines in the NFL right now.
It was real.
With the way they are maneuvering in Kubiak's system. I mean, getting to the second level, these guys were completely demolishing our defensive tackles. And, I mean, eye in the sky don't lie. And when you play the tape back, it looked just as worse as watching the game yesterday. So, man, one of my things is that defensive line, they are sore this morning. Y'all know about the soreness, right?
Oh, yeah, we know.
They are sore, and they may not be able to practice till Wednesday, but it was probably one of the most embarrassing and dismantling losses that I've seen the Cowboys have at home in a long time.
So the 17 regular season game we were talking about,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What about it?
Yeah.
I mean, look, Newy, be humble. All right, be humble. Be humble. Be humble. Be humble. Be humble because, look, you're the only one that went out on the limb and picked New Orleans.
I didn't.
What do you mean?
I did pick New Orleans.
Nobody
Everybody picked Dallas.
Then what you talking about,
We
Willis?
all drank the Kool-Aid.
Then what you talking about, Willis?
We all
then
drink the
what are you
Kool-Aid.
talking about, Willis? If you picked them too, then what are you looking over here at me for? Huh?
I didn't take the shot.
Are you?
I didn't
Wait a
take the
minute.
shot. You had the shot.
Help me out here,
You had the
man.
hope game shot.
Help me out.
Last Monday, I wasn't here Monday. I wasn't here Monday.
Yeah.
But he told me on Monday. You came in.
the gas was full.
No, wait a minute.
Was there a 24-hour rule Monday?
Wait a minute.
it wasn't
here.
24.
He took
What did I
Cleveland
say?
last
What did I
week.
say on Monday? I said, humble yourself. Didn't I humble myself on Monday? I humbled myself.
There wasn't no 24-hour rule on Monday.
Was it?
There was a.
I just needed 24 hours.
Bean, was it a 24-hour room, Chris? Did we have it? I mean,
No, it wasn't.
Probably not.
No, it wasn't 24 on Monday, but I need one today, man. I'm sensitive right now, man.
Hitch, you tell us what you
Help
saw
me.
in this 44-19
40
beat.
burger.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of points. Let's just start there. That's a lot of points.
35 in the first half.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all correctable stuff, though. I like seeing it in a positive way and not just, I've been in that situation before when we gave up a lot of rushing yards, and everybody's going to be walking around trying to stop the run this week, guaranteed. But, you got to give credit to the Saints.
Yeah, for sure.
They're a good ball club, and then they got healthy players. Derek Carr playing good.
Yeah.
Kamara running the ball hard. So you got to give credit to them. But, I think they'll see them again by the end of the season, and it'll be a different outcome for sure.
How about that? Okay. How about that, Newy?
That's coming from a Super Bowl champ.
Talk to me, Newy.
Talk
to me, Newy.
Okay, I'm going to talk to you right now. I love Hitch.
Yeah.
I love Hitch.
I do too, man.
Hitch is coming in here looking at the positive. He look at the glass half full.
Man. Yeah, I love it.
I love it. Coming here to the players' lounge, being nice. being nice and kind, man. Being nice and kind.
This guy, man.
We know what we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
Barry, you and I know. What have we been saying all off season long? You hadn't fixed this. You hadn't fixed this. That run D's a problem. Yeah. If you want to beat the Cowboys, run on them. I said I had issues. What else did I say? Can you not only stop? You can't stop the run, and you can't run the ball. What did we see yesterday? Good team. Good team, right?
That was a good team.
Cleveland. Compromised a little bit. What we see yesterday? 39 rushes, 190 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then you got Kamara not just going in there. So he flossing with the let me slide the ball. I'm posing.
It was tough.
Oh, gosh, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. So the things that we said, can you beat a good team when they've got it going? And right now, we're back to where we were last time. And Kubiak, Shanahan tree, and bro, they got the book on the Cowboys, man.
Yep.
It's bad. It is bad. But Hitch came in here being kind and nice, man. Super Bowl champion.
That's what they is, man. He's been to the pinnacle.
I think because that's how you got to view it, or at least in the player's eyes. Like, you can't come in down, or we gave up 100 yards, or thinking about all that. you got to reset. It's a new week now. Like, that stuff is gone. Like they say, 24 hours you win, 24 hours you lose, it's over with. You got to go to the next week. It's 17 games now, so they got time. I, honestly speaking, you can't count no one out in week 2.
Not counting anybody out. But we just talk about what we saw.
Yeah.
And we like to tell like it is about what we saw.
Facts.
Go ahead,
Facts.
Church, jump in here.
Yeah, so I like Hitch's approach on it, with the positivity. I get on it. I went to the war with this guy a couple times out there. He understands what it is. So I love the positivity. But what shocked me in this game, because we all understood going into this game that they have some issues in the run defense. And I talked about it in the offseason, relying on, guys that maybe in year 14 or 15 may not be the biggest or the best way to go about it. When you sign those 2 defensive tackles, I'm talking about Linval Joseph and Phillips as well on the inside. They struggled a lot in that game versus the New Orleans Saints. I mean, if you look at that run, the way they were able to gash his team up the middle, where those guys were, that's something that they left a lot out there to be desired, is what I should say in there. But to me, that wasn't the shocking part about it, because we understand this run defense, hasn't been one of the best in the past couple years. I understand that. There's a work in progress, all that great stuff. But what shocked me was the explosive plays. I mean, when you look at it, that's something that we haven't seen from this defense in a multitude of years. I mean, when you look at this game, you saw balls going over top of this defense, over top of the safeties, and that's something that we have not seen. Usually when this Dallas Cowboys team works at its best defensively is when they're getting after the quarterback and they're forcing turnovers. What we didn't see in that game was Derek Carr under duress. And that, to me, was shocking. It was shocking because no matter how the game goes, usually with the Dallas Cowboys, they're going to find a way to get after the quarterback. They're going to find a way to get some sacks out there. What that team did, and like you said, kudos to the Saints, because that Kubiak and what he was able to go through out there was remarkable. They kept him in 12 and 21 personnel.
Big people, yeah.
Big people. So they weren't able to get all that speed that the Cowboys usually have. They weren't able to get it on the field. And they blocked up max protection, 2-man routes, and that gave, Carr a lot of time back there to step up in the pocket and uncork some big-time bombs. And to me, I was surprised by that because there were some one-on-ones out there for some of the best pass rushers the Cowboys have, which is, D-Law, Parsons, Odigizua. They had a lot of one-on-ones out there, but they weren't able to win those one-on-ones that we're accustomed to seeing. And that gave Derek Carr the ability to push the ball down the field. And that's something that we haven't seen from this Dallas Cowboys defense in a long time. So that was a shocking part to me.
You know how many you know how many attempts he took in the game?
I think it was low. It was like 14, right?
16.
16. Yeah, that was
16
that was
attempts,
tough.
man. That's pretty wild. 11 of 16, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick, man. Oof.
And one play that really stuck out at me, we saw that screen to Alvin Kamara, the one he took 65 yards for the end zone. If you look at that copy, Marinelli would be unbelievably mad. You played under Marinelli.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
DeMarcus Lawrence handed out so many loafs on that play. He passed up guys on the second level. He was passing up defensive backs. Everybody gotta have that mentality when you talk about chasing after the ball. We understand it's an explosive play. We get it. But you gotta have some type of hustle out there. That play to me, I was like, man, that's the first time I saw that defense look defeated. All right, when you got DeMarcus Lawrence, who was rushing the passer at the time, turned back around and was passing guys up to get to Kamara before he got to the end zone. That's something you can't have on your defense.
What's weird to me is what part of the game that happened in. That's early in the game. That's not late in the game. That's not the game's out of control or any of that. I mean, guys, as y'all know, man, when you get the play, when it's play action and you are convinced that that the run is coming, guys got to keep their eyes firmly in the backfield. And even if Zim made an adjustment from zone to man, once you hit a situation, as you know, the man killer is screens. If I can hit you with a screen, what's the difference? You got your back turned. You can't see what's going on, and that's the thing with Alvin Kamara. By the time he caught the ball, he was one-on-one with the linebacker with Fredericks, and it was over. It was over. There was nothing you could do in that situation. So, I mean, a lot of the questions I've been hearing all day is, has Jim made any adjustments? Even when you made the adjustment, they beat you.
Yeah, I think that the game plan was great, man. Because now I'm looking at the 12 personnel. Just can you imagine being a DN and getting chip, and then when they got the one-on-ones, they probably was dead tired.
Yeah, that's true.
So you bringing out big people and you running it, and then you chipping them 2-man routes. That means there's 9 other people. Minus the quarterback. There's a lot of people blocking, chipping DNs and stuff. So, I mean, that could take a wear on your body and then that opens up the run. Nobody wants to be beat up all day and then line up and run an ISO at you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Playing at that second level with the play action, with the runs, I mean, it could get difficult. You got to look at the whole picture. I think the game plan was well thought of. And as they continue to run the ball, you just tired. Yeah. After a certain point in the game, your body you still mentally fighting. Like you're gonna keep going, but your body eventually, gives out.
Well, let me ask you a question, Hitch, because when all those Super Bowl runs with the Kansas City Chiefs, you had to go against Shanahan in that difficult offensive system that basically they ran. You played against them in the Super Bowl. Yeah. Gary Kubiak, the offensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints, he's underneath that Shanahan tree, so he understands. What makes it so difficult playing against one of those type of coordinators that make you see a lot with your eyes, especially on that second level?
Yeah, see.
Please tell us, please.
Yeah.
Go ahead, write that down.
I think it's very tricky because they, like you said, they come out in big people, but you can get to any formation in it. So you got to have linebackers that can be able to walk out the box and linebackers make tackles in space, like the screens and stuff like that. So they do a good job of, like, we call it eye candy, jet motion somebody this way, but the screen's going back. So it's like you got to be disciplined. You can't be greedy. Like the guys that want the sacks or the TFLs is probably going to show up in a negative way.
That's everybody.
You got to be detailed. And just know that if they ran the zone, they probably got the play action off of it, or if they got the play action drop back, then they just dump the screen. Yeah. So you got to think, just be a step ahead of the coordinator and things like that. And they shift a lot. They move guys. So it's tough, but you should know that tree. You should have been practicing in that tree like all week long.
The mentality that you're talking about, like when they stretch runs, those zone runs, and they have all those big bodies coming out at you, you have to pick those guys off one by one. So the mentality of that, I'm seeing them on first down pick up 7-8 yards on first down. Like, how did you guys at Kansas City, because y'all stopped the run, and y'all had to load up to stop the run. Yeah. What was the mentality of that? Because y'all didn't get tired.
Yeah. I just think that you got to go 8-man football, 8-man spacing. That means you gap out. Everyone has responsibility for A, B, C, or the outside gaps.
Right.
So, like, if the player gets gassed, you can just go right to the thing, and then they're going to show you. Nobody wants to get that little iPad.
Yeah, you already know what that is.
You put that little X right there, and you see where the ball went. So, I think in Kansas City, we made it real simple. This line, we had a really good offense. So, it's like defense, not just you don't go out there and give up 30 points. Like 20, you know what I mean? You're going to give up some points, but like you know our big bucks are on this offensive side.
Exactly.
So what we did was we just played man and gapped out, and it worked. And to this day, I mean, Spags is switching it up a little bit now because people are starting to catch on a little bit. But when I was there in his first couple of years, man, we would gap out 8-man space and even in cover 3 or cover 1. And we just play ball.
Made it simple.
And Harry got a good offense too. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
So it's like you don't gotta get the sack. You don't have to get the TFL. You just let them mess up. They're gonna mess up. Or, you know what I mean? Make them go 80 yards. Don't make them go 2 plays 80 yards. You know
Explosives,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's like you gotta make them drive, not a handoff and he's gone.
Let's get our first break in here. When we come back, let's talk about some key Cowboy players here. Dak Prescott catching a lot of heat today. Micah Parsons catching some heat today. Mozzie Smith. People are disappointed. Mozzie in the D-line. Let's dive into some of the players here with Anthony Hitchens, our special guest, Super Bowl champion, former Dallas Cowboy. Got Barry Church here.
Sir.
The Toledo Rocket, Hek'ma Harrison. Ema got a win on Friday night.
Oh, you see what Toledo did to the SEC, right?
Man, let me get my praise before you jump in with that, Barry.
I'm just saying, man.
Why you gotta?
I'm just saying. Hey, I'm just SEC Hoopers. I don't know. Y'all see what it is.
They tore up Mississippi State. Toledo tore up Mississippi State.
What was that check? Y'all get
They gave 1.2.
Yeah, I got
to go down there. Went down there to get the beat down. I mean, hey.
My boys on the staff at Mississippi State,
Hate to see it. Hate to see it. I might have to pay my dues now.
Lord have mercy. There it is.
Yeah, that's it. That's true. I'm good for the next couple of years.
So Ema got it done. No, Texas didn't. Boy, Chandler Morris. Chandler Morris threw 2 picks in 10 seconds, and one of them was a pick 6.
Hate to see it.
Gosh.
Iowa do anything this week?
Iowa, yes.
Okay.
Last week disappointed me, man. The Iowa State game. That's the big one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cy-Hawk took that Cy-Hawk trophy, boy.
That's
Came back
one.
and took it, man. Came back and took it there.
Ooh, that's yeah.
Did
Seeing
you
them
guys-
run across the field, it's just like the worst feeling ever. You just like, dang. The whole team just sprinting towards your sideline.
To grab that
To
on
grab
your
it.
side.
Would
Yeah.
take that.
Whoever wins it gets it on their sideline for the whole game. So it's like if you win and you keep it, you just keep it. But the other team, they beat you, they run all the way across the field, take it off your sideline, take it back to theirs.
Cats getting bumped on the way.
You might stand in the way, give them a little chub. Like
Excuse me, brother. Excuse me, brother. Excuse me. You in the way, bro. But Iowa beat Troy.
Troy.
38-21. So
The
glad,
fighting DeMarcus Wares.
Yeah, there it is.
yeah, glad they got that 20. That's been an issue right now.
Yeah, they're 2-1.
That 20.
There it is.
Minnesota's coming up this week here. What's the trophy for that one?
Minnesota.
The Paul Bunyan?
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got every game.
No,
got a
the
trophy.
Minnesota's a trophy. Illinois is a trophy.
Wisconsin?
Wisconsin's a trophy.
That the Axe?
Yeah. Nebraska's a trophy.
God, what is that?
I think it's like 4 or 5 trophy games. Yeah.
All right.
Like a soccer team, man. They got all these different things.
That's the
Forget
big money
it.
schools.
Forget a
man.
bowl game.
Come on, man. The big money schools got all that.
Hey, but it's cool though. Like in the off season, like when you working out, they got like the trophy, like and you can see them like, oh, we got all the trophy games this
Like
year.
you killing the whole
like,
Big
you know what I
Ten.
mean?
I got you.
So it's like, dang. And then in some years, it's like, dang, we ain't got no trophies. So it's like a little motivation in the off season.
No Cy-Hawk trophy. No Cy-Hawk
There it
trophy.
is.
All right. Let's get back here next segment, dive into that right here. Players Lounge on DallasCowboys.com.
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle?
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Are you the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year? The Dallas Cowboys and Captain Morgan are celebrating extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboys fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year. Go Cowboys! To the Players Lounge.
Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, thank you, sir. That is Hek'ma Harrison here in the house. We got Anthony Hitchens here in the Players Lounge. Former Super Bowl champion with the Kansas City Chiefs and former Dallas Cowboy. We got the Hall of Fame Toledo Rockets. He is Barry Church here in the house after they whooped up on the SEC, Mississippi State.
Paying his dues now.
One day he'll pay those dues.
Just
One day I am Newy Scruggs. All right, 44-19. The Cowboys end up getting beat. Afterwards, Mike McCarthy said he didn't want to hear anything about last year's playoff loss. He said that was a different game. Don't bring that up. Don't bring up Green Bay. Green Bay has nothing to do with this. Dak didn't want to hear it. Green Bay has got nothing to do with this. Even though the last time we saw this team, we saw kind of this same thing. Team running down your throat, scoring up 40 points.
Hate to see it.
But somehow we're not supposed to remember that. It's a new year. It's different.
24-hour rule.
When losses like this happen, the fan base looks towards the guys making the big money. And let's start with the quarterback.
Okay.
Dak Prescott. He took some heat yesterday. So how do you view it? How do you see a game like this for Dak, Barry?
When I looked at this game here, to me, I felt like Prescott, first of all, that first interception, when you talk about the Brooks, that one where he slipped down the field, that wasn't, his fault in the slightest. He was putting his trust in the young receiver out there. We've seen it happen time and time again. The guy, lost his footing, and, the defensive back made a great play. So, to me, that first interception is just, it wasn't even on the boards when you talk about Dak Prescott. But overall, this offense, man, it has to get more, in my opinion, explosive. They got to get more juice out of different parts. It just can't be CeeDee Lamb or bust. I mean, that's just not going to work when you talk about trying to get this offense and this team to the next level. I mean, you got to have more than one piece, because we all understand what defenses are going to do to this offense. They're going to put all their resources to shutting down number 88. And he's still going to go off. He's still going to get his targets. He's still going to get his receptions, his yards, because he's that good. Yeah. But in situations like last game, you got to have more. When he's covered up and when he can't make the play, you got to find some type of security blanket out there. And that's why I believe that the absence of Jake Ferguson in this game was so huge, because he, to me, was your second target. He was your security blanket when things broke down and CeeDee Lamb was all covered up. You can go to a Jake Ferguson. You didn't have him out here, so you had to lean on a Cooks, a Tolbert, young guys like Jalen Brooks out there, and they weren't able to get the job done. So to me, they got to find a way, whether it's play calling, whether it's, going out there and trying to find somebody else out there, trying to make a trade, whatever the case may be. They've got to find a way to get more juice out of this offense. The running room, like we saw last game, it just didn't have it. When you look at it, they tried to find different ways to get the running game involved, get the ball to Zeke, get the ball to Deuce out there, and it just wasn't happening. They weren't able to go out there and make guys miss one-on-one in the open field, and that's what I think you need to do. You need to get these guys scheduled up to make plays in the open field when they get these one-on-one opportunities, and they have to make those plays. You can't just let one guy bring you down. We saw that too many times in that game yesterday. There would be a dump-off pass here, and instead of making one guy miss and getting 10 yards, you get tackled for a 3-yard gain.
You're being nice. You're being nice.
I am
being nice right now, because you're not calling names.
I am being nice.
Okay.
I am being nice.
I appreciate that.
But you got to go out there and you got to make plays offensively. And I think they got Dak, the quarterback. They got CeeDee Lamb. But outside of that, they got to find some way to get more juice out of this offense.
And we want to hear from you.
Yeah, man, that was perfect. I'm over here. I'm just like, yeah. But I feel like for quarterback wise, man, any quarterback, it's hard to drop back a lot 50 times and throw and then not like throw picks or someone slip or something. Like I always thought the best quarterbacks, the best teams on offense always have some type of running game, because you need it to set up on a play action or to go long. Because if you can't run the ball, I'm lining up at 8 yards.
Every time, I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Not respecting it.
It's I think if they start with the running game, Zeke still got it.
You think he still got some juice to it?
He still got some juice. I think so. You just got to start with the run. I believe Zeke got some juice. You got to just get it rolling again, or give him more touches, or you split reps. Like I've been there before, a linebacker when I had to split reps, and that's tough.
Sucks. You got safety. I was there with you.
You got to get in the flow of the game. You know what I mean? Or it's like, oh, if that was me in that situation, I would have ran him over. But maybe the other back ain't as big as Zeke, but he got that play call or something like that. So I just think you got to start with the running game. And then end up play action and go along. I feel like the offensive line is good, overall, and it's been like that for a long time here. But the best teams that have the best offense, you got to look. Someone was rushing for 1,000 yards. Yeah, all the Cowboys' best offensive years had a running back that was over 1,000 yards. So I think you probably might want to start with that.
Get the ground game going.
Get the ground game, and then you just go from there. But if you just drop them back 40, 50 times, everyone's just going back up.
Yeah. Heck, how did you see it here? Dak Prescott, 27-39, 293 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 3 sacks.
Yeah, well, when I looked at the game again, it was, I'm looking at Mike McCarthy's play calling, and I'm saying, look, he's dialing it up. It's just the players that you're running the plays with. Look, I don't have a problem with Deuce, okay? I just think that Deuce should be the one taking that pass out in the flat that Zeke is taking. Instead of it being Zeke, it should be Deuce. Okay. Because I'm not going to believe in Deuce Vaughn in between the tackles anytime soon, because it's just a mismatch. He's not Darren Sproles. And if you look at Darren Sproles in his career, he always had a Deuce McAllister. He had a guy that was pounding, and it was a change of pace. There is no change of pace to this when Deuce comes into the game. So, look, those are the things. If you're trying to run plays, and bless Jalen Tolbert. Yeah, he had a great 39-yard catch. But after that, what else were we getting from that portion? I'm still trying to find Cooks yesterday. I don't know where that was coming from. And so on the offensive side of the ball, I'm like, look, if it's just CD, and then on defense it's Micah, we need some other guys to be included in this to also be playmakers to take that burden off of Dak. And luckily, people that are in the know didn't wake up this morning and say, Dak sucks. You know what I'm saying? They were able to look at the game tape and say, look, man, that Saints team was just scoring at will on you. They put you behind the 8-ball, and each and every last one of your drives had to be perfect. But at the end of the day, when you look at it, it's like, look, you're getting down into the red zone, and you're trading those field goals for touchdowns. You got to score when you're being scored on the way that the Saints were scoring on them. And I know we've talked about Aubrey and him being a weapon and all that, but I'm sorry. That ain't going to cut it, and especially against a team that can score. And that was scoring on you the way that the Saints were. But my only gripe about yesterday, we were down in the red zone, and they ran a reverse with Cooks. And when they ran that reverse with Cooks, I'm like, what is going on right now? Because and you got tackled for a loss. Those jet sweeps with Turpin. And why not put CD on that? I mean, CD looked pretty good on those jet sweeps instead of Turpin. So there were so many things that I came away with in that game that I was like, look, you also needed the offense to be better. And giving Dak some of the blame in it also is just saying, look, he was off on a few throws. And I don't care. Yeah, you know, if you look at it, you just that one throw, him and CD, the disconnect. And I texted y'all, I was like, that's camp. You know, that's just not having the repetition to complete that throw.
All right, Anthony Hitchens, man. I know we got to let you go. You got kid duty to pick up here. But tell us, let everybody know where we wearing. What we got going on here?
A5 family. I started it probably like 6 months ago. YouTube channel, A5 Family Media. And I'm a gamer, so I got my Twitch going up. And it's more just for people to pour in and me just to give it back out. I'm not doing it for like an income or anything like that. It's more so it's going to be a Black-owned family starting business eventually with the clothing and the networks and being able to like have something for my girls. You know, they can just dive right into. So
3 girls.
3 girls. Yeah, three
Working
girls.
on the 4th.
Working on the 4th.
There you go.
4th kid.
3 girls.
I like it.
You don't know how to make a man.
Let's go.
I got 3 girls. It's okay. It's okay, man. It's okay.
Man.
Somebody gonna take care of you when you're old.
Yes, sir.
That's
true.
That's true. That is true.
So we got to get a break. My man's got kid duty, so we don't want to hold him up because, got to make sure you get the children.
Got to.
That's facts.
If you will join us again next Monday, anytime you want, we would love to have you back here on the Players Lounge, bringing your positive perspective here, helping Hek'ma out here.
I got to see it for both sides, man. I'm never all on one. And it's good in everything, man. You just got to find it.
Got to have a balance.
Anthony Hitchens, bring the ring next time.
For sure.
We would love.
I definitely
ain't
bring
seen
it.
one around. The ones up here kind of old. We ain't seen one 30 years old, so we can see a freshman. That'd be great stuff. All right, let's get our break right here. This is a Players Lounge brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming on DallasCowboys.com.
Hey, man, pleasure.
I'm Cowboys alumni Danny McCray, here with Smoothie King asking, what's that sound? That's the sound of me sipping one of their power-packed smoothies with over 10 grams of protein. With real fruits and organic veggies, because at Smoothie King, what you see is what you sip. So grab a delicious Smoothie King smoothie, throw a straw in your jaw, and get sipping real. Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
Raising Cane's presents the other rules of football. Rule 1. Any broadcast without the express addition of cooked-to-order Cane's chicken fingers is prohibited. Rule 12. No crinkle-cut fries, Texas toast, or craveable cane sauce constitutes an illegal formation. And Rule 31, anybody who loves to feed their game face is an eligible receiver of Cane's. When it comes to winning game day, Cane's rules. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Go Cowboys.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Are you the 2024 Dallas Cowboy Fan of the Year? Dallas Cowboys and Captain Morgan are celebrating extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboy fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/fan of the year. Go Cowboys.
All right, 44-19 Saints coming to Jerry World and win the game, and their fans were celebrating. It was second lining out on the streets in Arlington.
I see that.
How they get tubas and French horns in there?
How you get a parade out there though?
Wow.
Was you at the game?
No, I decided not to go. Thank goodness. Yes. Glad I didn't go watch that in person. Super Bowl is in New Orleans this year, so we've seen two teams win Super Bowls recently. We saw the Rams. We saw Tampa Bay. I know you're not laughing.
Yeah.
I just said, are you putting them in the Super Bowl?
Nah.
Are you? No, wait a minute.
You did put the boys in the
Wait a minute. I'm just
bowl,
saying. No, are you putting New Orleans? Now, after that, you put New Orleans in the Super Bowl after one game? No, but you were insinuating. I know where you were going.
The Super Bowl is being played. Okay. And after after one game, I know one team that looked like they could get there before the other. After what we saw here.
Yeah. This is true.
Because
these are all true.
Okay, I mean, so they after the game, the Cowboys send out this little post game list, and they always hit on that, like who's done what. Like Brandon Aubrey hit 4 field goals, and Brandon Cooks played in the 150th game of his career. So they go down all the little thing. What C.D. Lamb did, Dak Prescott. Name I didn't see here, Micah Parsons.
Yeah,
you did not see.
3 tackles.
Bazooka? No, not the bazooka. What was it?
The missile.
The missile now.
The missile. The missile.
No sacks.
Yeah.
Good team.
Failure to launch.
Good team, right? Good team.
Yeah.
Looks like a good
Great team.
Looks like a good team.
Great offensive line.
Nothing.
And that's crazy to me because
is it
when you looked at it on the big bomb they had over top of the safeties, 12 personnel max protect. You seen the missile Parsons one-on-one with Kamara in the backfield.
Yeah.
Off the edge, scot-free. No chip, no nothing. It was one-on-one with Kamara in the backfield.
He didn't win.
Like, those are the type of opportunities you got to relish.
Yeah.
We've seen him do this in the past. Mm-hmm. But to get stonewalled, by Kamara, who's not a little back, I'll get you guys. But that's a mismatch. He should be going through that and getting to Derek Carr. Like that, and that's just one of the instances of the one-on-ones that they weren't able to win out there for the Dallas Cowboys. You look at that, and then the bomb happened on Hooker.
Yeah,
and he is an experienced safety, one of the better safeties in the National Football League, especially when you're talking about covering on a deep half. But when you got Shaheed, who you know is a burner, running straight at you, you got to open up them hips. You got to start running.
Right.
You can't just be playing backpedaling like you're gonna jump something because you're the last line of defense in that cover 2 half. So it was just little things that kind of had me shaking my head like, wait a second. And these aren't rookies. This isn't Carson making these mistakes. This isn't Leofau. This isn't Overshown making these.
It's 2 experienced safeties.
Experienced safety, experienced edge rusher. It's just that was confusing part to me.
I mean, and you're talking about 2 things at the same time, and I think when you start talking about the personnel that the Saints were using, and that was the big package, and even Hitchens was alluding to it, like when those guys are getting chipped, hit, doubled all game, and if the opportunity finally presents itself, you're like, at a certain point, their play action and their balance is already taking you out of your game plan or what you thought you was going to see in this game. And man, to me, it was when they came out and they play action and then they hit the screen right behind it. I was like, oh damn,
no, that was diabolical.
Hey, wait a minute, man, you can't do that. It's just little stuff like that you see in a football game. It's like, oh man, we getting killed right now. They taking us to school. It was a Picasso for that offensive line and the way that they engineered each and every drive. Look, I'm the biggest Michael Parsons fan. I will defend Michael Parsons to my last breath and my last day that he plays here. But you got to play better than that. Yeah. Even when a team is doubling and tripling you and overloading the line the way that they did to Michael Parsons, you got to find a way to win, because if you consider yourself to be one of those special players win during that time. And I think the frustrating part for Micah was understanding that, man, they doubling and triple teaming me. Where's everybody else? And that's the same thing that we came back after the Green Bay game and said, where's everybody else? Because if they're going to take Micah away, because that's what Kubiak did to me. He's like, you ain't going to beat us.
You ain't wrecking shop.
You are not going to wreck shop today, and we're going to make sure of it. Well, where is everybody else? And when you have the wide receivers, you got the tight ends coming down, chipping and blocking those guys.
That was it.
Oh,
they was just wham blocking.
Let's just go ahead and pack this stuff up and get up out of here, bro.
I don't need to worry about anybody. I need Micah Parsons to go ahead and get. He need to get there.
Yeah, he got to.
Miles Garrett got there yesterday.
TJ Watt.
Yeah, he did.
TJ Watt got there yesterday.
Yeah.
Ivory LT got there 4.5 times yesterday. Micah Parsons need to get there. Yeah. Okay, you got Baltimore coming up here. You need to get there.
Yeah, there's no excuses for it.
You want this huge bag. You want this huge bag from Jerry. Go get the bag and get it against. And I said, we don't know where the Saints are going to be. We don't know. Mm-mm. But in that division they're in, looks like they should have a shot to win it. You got to beat good teams.
Yeah,
you got to beat good teams out there. And let me ask y'all this: what was more surprising? The way they got dominated defensively in the trenches, or the way the offensive line for the Cowboys got dominated by that Saints rush? Because they did, and they didn't look good at all either.
It was a defensive line for me because it was blaring. It was blaring. I mean, I'm looking at 98 getting pushed down. I'm looking at linebackers getting completely eliminated. I'm looking at and it's hard to be mad at the linebackers when those offensive linemen were getting to the second level like that. So I mean, there's nothing you can do when your defensive tackles are getting destroyed like that. But it wasn't a good day for the offensive line, man. Let's just keep it real. I mean, our rookies had a bad day.
Yeah.
Our rookies had a bad day, and I think we expected it, and maybe we expected it in the first game. We expected that from Guyton.
Yeah.
We knew what his matchup was going to be. So, yeah, man, this would be the game. If 44-19, if we came out of Cleveland 44-19, we probably wouldn't have been shocked because you thought that number one defense would have completely took over.
Exactly.
But there was so much about the running game. Like, we literally could not get our running game going in the first half in any way. And I know when you're playing from behind, it's hard to even think or consider the running game, but we just don't have it. We don't have it there. And the question that was asked to Rico Dowdle, what is the identity of this running game? And Yo, that's what's confusing. Like, that's confusing me when the guys are just like, I don't know. I don't know what this running game is. And, that's a problem, especially coming up against a Baltimore Ravens team that's probably ticked off. Ooh. That probably saw how you got manhandled down in the trenches. And,
King Henry.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Until you stop it, everybody's going to bring it.
Another Alabama running back. Kamara started Alabama.
That is true, before Tennessee.
Yeah. They're 0-2.
They are.
You cannot fall 0-3. I mean, this is going to be a game of desperation. You're the Cowboys. You can't fall 0-2 at home. You cannot fall 0-2 at home. You're the Ravens. You can't fall 0-3.
Somebody is. Somebody either going to be 0-2 at home or 0-3. But it's embarrassing. I said to you guys, and it's hard to have relived the Green Bay game all over again. But that first half was just like Green Bay all over again. They scored on every possession.
Yep.
They scored on every possession, and you look at it as like, 70 yards, 80 yards, 7 plays, 8 plays, 11 play drives. And, it got to the point when it was 21-13. I'm like, all right, we back in this thing. We got to get a stop. Everybody know we got to stop. Come on, we can get back out here. We can get this thing back even. Man, they just turned around, handed that thing to Alvin Kamara. And even when we got an interception, even when something did good happen for us, we gave it back to him. Sometimes, you say sometimes it's not your night, but yesterday, that wasn't our day.
At all.
24-hour rule.
Aubrey cold, though. He gonna
4 field goals.
Yeah, he's cold.
I don't want to celebrate that. I don't want to celebrate that, dog. I don't. Like, it's hard for me to celebrate that knowing that we're down in the red zone and we're having to settle for field goals. Like, that's hard. Especially with this offense having the number 1 scoring offense in the league last year, and we can't get anything going. Only thing we're missing on offense is Gallup.
Yeah.
We were missing Ferguson yesterday, but is Ferguson that much of a centerpiece of our offense that it throws everything off that way?
Yeah. You're 0-3 in the red zone. 0-3 yesterday in the red zone. And what was it in Cleveland? I think they were maybe 1 of 3, 1
I'm
of
just
4.
saying, these are things that I think we thought that we put to bed last season, but that's been an issue, what we do in the red zone for a minute, man. And that it revisited us all over again.
Indeed.
Think about last year's offense. It was last year.
Yeah.
The only thing about last year that we saw yesterday was last home game. You were getting run out the building in the first half, and they repeated it again. You got to fix it.
Yeah.
Because Baltimore is coming to town, and they're desperate. So it's going to be a very interesting work week around here at the Star. We'll talk about it all week long with Hek'ma Harrison, Barry Church. I'm Newy Scruggs, Players Now. Thanks to producer Chris, Jazz. Everybody's been a part of it. We'll chat with you tomorrow. And, oh, by the way, Anthony Hitchens, appreciate you coming in here. Thanks for the swag. Hopefully they'll come back and visit us next week right here on DallasCowboys.com.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.